Hello there. Guess what time it is? I found something else I want to talk about, and I figured out the focus on my camera. I'm back again today to talk about my newest obsession, which, of course, has to do with Greek mythology. Now, hear me out on this one. This is something that I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. There's a lone dog outside. Do you have a man? He's got a man. Now, this is something that I have been thinking about for a very long time. I've wanted to play this game for years, and I haven't gotten around to it because, quite frankly, the art style that I was seeing in promotional material and the gameplay footage confused me greatly, and I didn't know what I was looking at. However, I figured it all out. It's fine. Look, all of this comes back to Epic. Everything comes back to Epic. Hear me out on this one. Get into Epic, start watching animatics. More animatics are being shown to me on YouTube. Love it. What do I get on my feed one day but this just fucking beautiful animation about Hades, the game? Now, I saw this and oh, my brain was tickled. I needed to play the game, even if I didn't know what was going on. I love the feelings that these little pictures gave me. So, of course, did nothing. Didn't play it. Then, given another animatic by the one and only Toasty Glow. I love Toast. They just have the most beautiful animations for anything and everything. Oh my god. Wonderful channel. Go check it out. Saw another Hades animatic. Sat on my ass as usual. And who comes to the rescue? Neil Illustrations. The fucking GOAT. Turns out Hades is available on a certain gameplay system that I don't want to talk about. But seeing it's available there, I thought I could play it. Wait, I don't want to play it there. I'm just gonna fucking buy it. So what did I do? I got it. Hades. I have never been more excited to play a game. I have been so stoked for this game for so long, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. This game is just, oh, it's so beautiful. Everything about it is incredible. The art and the gameplay thing, the issue that I had with it before, gone. There's no problem. It makes complete sense after I just played any bit of it. Anyway, the art style is amazing. The music is amazing. The voice acting is amazing. The story. But staying focused here. This incredible game has just the most beautiful cast of characters. You've got gods, you've got ancient heroes, you got monsters, you got villains. Not really villains, but you just hate them. You know what I'm talking about. Now, with this long list of characters, there is, of course, a lot of tier lists out there, you know, rating their strengths and abilities, how good their boons are, even ones for how good of roommates they make. Great video. Now, all of these are great questions, but something that caught my attention with this beautiful art style and all of these gods is something simpler than that, which I feel like it needs to be addressed. How smoochable are they? I'm asking the hard-hitting questions here. Now, does this mean that I want to smooch all of them? Yeah, pretty much. Oh no. Yes, pretty much. But I want to look at it from an objective stance, you know? It doesn't matter my personal preference, except it does because I'm the one that's making this. It matters objectively how smoochable are each and every one of these little guys. Can you see me? It's very dark. You know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You don't need to see anything else that's happening. The money maker's right here. I make no money. Time to ask the hard-hitting questions. How smoochable are each and every one of these little guys? You know, what's going on there? Do they got nice lips? Do they got a nice personality? Do they have correct political leanings? You know, who's to say? I'm to say, this is my list. Let's go. First off, our main man, Zagreus. He is our main protagonist. He is who you play as in this game, and he's just the best. You want to know a little bit about him? He's a short king. Every single chance. They just mention what an itty-bitty little guy he is. And honestly, like, he's not that short. He's just less tall than the others. But anyway, I like him. He's fun-sized. He's also just filled with teenage rebellion. You know, he smells like teen spirit. He does not like his dad, and he's gonna ruin his life. As I mentioned, something I didn't mention. The whole plot of this game is you are little Zagreus here, Zag if you will, and you are the prince of the underworld. You are Hades' son. You're Hades' son. Hades is a guy and also a place, but you are his son. Yeah. So anyway, you are the son of Hades. There you go. And you have had enough of your dad. You've had enough of him. You don't like him, and you want to break out of the underworld. That's this entire game. You just keep on going back and back and back and back, trying to break out of the underworld. Are you allowed to do this? No. Do you care? No. Why? Because you don't like the establishment. Zagreus just says, fuck that. Fuck my dad. Not like that. I'm getting out of here. I want to leave. Good for him. We support him. Most importantly, above anything else, this guy right here is a little bi icon. He will flirt with the fucking wall. He has multiple love interests who you can razzle dazzle to your heart's content. I love it. It's so much fun. On top of that, he is a giver. You know, he loves giving gifts to people. Half of this whole game is just giving presents to people you like and don't like, and them being gracious or less gracious for it. He just wants to spread the wealth around, you know, like Robin Hood. And you know what the best thing about him is? He, quite frankly, would never in his life be rude to a customer service employee. He is the prince of the underworld. He has so much fucking clout and social power. He is as kind and polite as could be. Every single person he sees, whether they are like servants at his house or just random people around, he talks to them, he asks them how they're doing, he calls them sir. He's so nice. Now, like any good character, we can't all be perfect, and Zagreus does have some flaws. This guy right here, let me tell you about this guy. He will woo you a little bit, and then he will unintentionally ghost you. It's happened multiple times. He's not perfect. It will happen, you know? You want to smooch him, he might smooch you and then never call you back. He might see you on a daily basis. He's not going to call you back. He also just has a severe case of daddy issues. Now, I truly believe that daddy issues and mommy issues, those should be a reflection of the parenting rather than a reflection of the child. Because really, one of them's an adult here, and it's not the kid. But regardless, I think it should be mentioned that he does have some underlying emotional baggage that should be unpacked by someone, and I don't want to do it. 9 out of 10. Up next, Nyx. She is a goth mommy. I don't care if you like the term or not, and there's no other way to describe her. She is a Gothic mother of the night. Even better, she is the night. She is just the god embodiment of night and darkness itself. And as cool as she is also kind of terrifying, because you know how I said that we're in Hades' domain, he's the king of the underworld, all that. Hades is fucking afraid of her. Like, he won't say it, but he does not go against her. She cooperates and does not go against him, but he also does not move against her, which, if you're not scared, you're an idiot. And while for the most part, Nyx does follow the rules established by the underworld, she will aid you at active mutiny at any point in time, just because she can, you know? However, she does have a lot of kids. Now, this is not a judgment on her as a parent or her as a person for having a bunch of kids, but I'm just saying, if you want to spend any time with her, like, you're gonna be fighting for attention. Like, she has at least, like, 6 actual kids. Are the Chthonics her kids? She's got, like, I don't know, 10 biological or adopted children, including Zagreus. And she already, like, ignores all of them. Like, Hypnos does not exist to her. She will not be returning his calls either. So if you want to spend any time with her, like, you're gonna be fighting tooth and nail to get any crumb of attention. If you're into that, go right ahead, my friend. But for everyone else, prepare to be at the bottom of the list. And now, this is not a criticism personally of her, but before I started playing this game, I already knew that you could razzle dazzle a few people. I got confused when I started playing the game because I thought she was Meg. And then Zagreus says, "You're my mom." And I thought you were trying to razzle dazzle your mom. I thought you were trying to sleep with your mom. But lucky me, she is not actually your mom, and you do not, in fact, razzle-dazzle her. All is well and good, but I can't get that thought out of my head. 9 out of 10. Chaos, the creator at the beginning of the world. Chaos over here is just our world-building, non-binary overlord. Chaos just created everything in the world. Nice. So they're to blame for everything that we're going through. Anyway, as I mentioned, non-binary, fucking sick. Love to see that. Also, chaos, am I right? Insert the Jeff Goldblum laugh here. That'd be funny. On top of that, they look incredibly like Desire from the Sandman show, another kick-ass non-binary character. They look the same. They got the big old lashes, they got the big old lips, they got the white hair, just so pale. Weird as hell. And on top of that, they just got so many lips. Like, if you want to know who is smoochable here, we've got so many options. You see this is chaos. You see this down here? This is also chaos. This is chaos. We've got all these faces down here. There's just so many options to choose from. You want to smooch one of them, you want to smooch another one, go for it. One of these is just a mouth. That's highly kissable. But besides that, you got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks like a baby. You got 7 mouths and a baby's body. I don't want to count the baby, that feels wrong. So you got 7 mouths to work with here. However, the downside of chaos is that if you want to go see them, if you want to call them up late at night, if you want to drop by, you do have to pay a price. Is this like a toll bridge situation? Do you have to, insert a dime to get into the apartment building? No, you have to pay with your blood. They take your blood from you. Personally, I don't want to do that. However, this morning I remembered that I did, in fact, purchase this game on the Switch with a gift card that I got for donating blood. So I quite literally paid a blood price for this game, and I would do it again. On top of that, quite honestly, I just can't get past the fact that all of the other heads look like Book 1, Movie 1 Voldemort, just bad 2001 CGI on someone's head. Kind of looks like a potato. I don't like looking at it, and that's like most of the heads that are going on here, I think a Harry Potter musical did it better. Another thing about Chaos is I don't really know what they have going on, but they just might try to destroy the universe. I'm a little dubious about that, but hey, you might be into that. 10 out of 10.
The next day.
Hello, once again. I may or may not have forgotten that it gets dark at like 4 p.m. now. That's fun. Anyway, continuing on. Next up, we got Megara, the Fury. What do I love about Meg? She is just a buff lady. She's jacked. What more is there to say? She also will just bully the shit out of you relentlessly. But underneath all that bullying, much like children in elementary school, she bullies you because she secretly likes you. Also, she's got a whip. Like, come on. What do you want me to say to that? What, you think I'm supposed to not be into that? Come on. Get your head out of your ass. Meg is also just so goth. She has so many piercings. She's a queen and I love her. However, there are some downfalls. One of them being her family hates you. And not like they don't like you or they liked her old partner better. No, her sisters fucking hate you. Like, we'll get to them in a second, but they hate you. And also, something that I had on here a while ago is that, unfortunately, she is the less gay choice for you to romance. Meg is also one of your razzle-dazzle friends, if you will. And unfortunately for her, she is the less gay choice, which I'm gonna be real with you. When I started this, I did not like Meg specifically because she was the less gay choice. Like, the first time that Meg shows up in your room, I audibly screamed and ran out. If that's not gay panic, I don't know what is. That's my own shit that I have to work through. Anyway, I've come to my senses. After looking at her design for more than like 25 seconds, I was like, oh no. Oh no, I think I like her. Anyway, she's fucking rad. She's so cool. I don't know what I was thinking. Now, while Meg is the less stereotypically gay choice, we're not here for bisexual erasure. That's still valid. I love Meg. I will die on this hill. My arm. Have no fear, I've got my arm. Meg, 9 out of 10. Up next, we have Alecto. Alecto is Meg's sister. Meg has 2 sisters, one of them being Alecto, and she fucking hates you. Now, much like Meg, Alecto is another buff lady with a whip who bullies the shit out of you. On top of that, they each have their own little shoulder piece designs. Alecto's look a little suggestive. That's all I'm gonna say on that. However, unlike Meg, where Meg bullies you because she actually likes you deep down, Alecto wants to kill you. Like, she fucking hates you. Like, she genuinely wants you dead.
Hey, what's going on? She's gonna eat me!
I love that she calls you trash god. That's hilarious. But, like, very genuinely, like, there is murder in her eyes. 2 out of 10. Next up, Tsiphone, the last of the Fury sisters. Again, like her sisters, she does have a whip, rad. But you know what? She's also a great listener. She is more of like the quiet type, you know? You can unload all of your problems onto her, and you know what? She'll listen to everything you have to say. Whether she responds accordingly is still left to be seen, but she will listen to you. My favorite thing about Tsiphone is that she experiences character growth. She starts off by just calling you a murderer and trying to kill you. And after a long time of hard work and communication, she begins to learn your name and also call you a murderer and also try to kill you. But she learns your name. Unfortunately for us, she is also just extremely mentally unstable. This is not a jab at anyone who has a mental illness, but like for her, it's severe. Like whatever she has going on, I'm certainly not equipped to deal with it. Also, again, not a jab at her personally, but she is a little bit skeleton-y. Again, not a judgment on her body or anything like that, but like if you look at her face, like, that's just a skull, right? That's a skull with, like, some skin vacuum sealed over it. 4 out of 10. Ding dong, it's your boy, Thanatos. Oh, we know where this is going. I mean, look at him. He's goth, he's gay, he's got a scythe that's sick. Thanatos here is mysterious. You never quite know what's going on with him, you know? He'll just kind of show up out of the blue and then disappear. Intriguing. I want to learn more. He's also the literal god of death. You know, Hades is the god of the dead and the god of the underworld, the king of the underworld, but Thanatos is death personified. That's sick. Come on. Also, you know, you get to learn more about Thanatos. While he seems a little bit cold, a little bit hard on the outside, he's a real softy inside. He's got a sweet side that you just gotta dig around a little bit for, and then you'll find it. Also, did I mention the fact that he is gay? You can razzle-dazzle him. He is the more gay razzle-dazzling option. Now, as I mentioned, nobody's perfect. Thanatos here is a little bit flaky. He'll show up whenever he wants, do whatever he wants, and then leave. You have no way of contacting him. He comes and goes on his own terms. He doesn't even have a number. He can't fucking ghost you because he will not give you his number in the first place. Also, just being the emo god that he is victim to the occasional mood swing. I mean, what are you gonna do about it, right? Also, this is just my own personal preference. This shot of Thanatos is fucking sick. I love it. He also has an alternate character picture, which is just his face straight on. Oh, he's got the e-boy hair. Oh, he's got the e-boy hair. He's got the white e-boy hair undercut. Anyway, the front-on view is horrifying. I don't like looking at it. Regardless, 10 out of 10. Like, what did you expect? Come on. Of course he's gonna be a 10. Up next is baby brother, Hypnos. What can I say about Hypnos? He's just a little guy. Oh, he's so sleepy. He's a sleepy little guy. You know how some people have big man energy? Hypnos here just has like little guy energy. You'll get him and you're like, oh, well, a little guy. He is just a little ball of sunshine. Every single time I fucking pull myself out of that pool of blood, I get to run up to him wake him up from the nap he's taken. He just greets you with a, welcome to hell, glad to have you here. It's lovely. There's no one else I would rather see after dying than his shining little face being fucking high as hell, zonked out of it. He is also just a sass master. He doesn't have any powers, but he does not care. If Hades comes up to him, he's sassing him. If Zagreus comes up to him, sass. If Thanatos comes up to him, sass. If Nyx comes up to him, it won't happen because she won't return his calls. Also, just he loves Asterius and he loves Meg. Another thing about my thoughts on Meg is that she also started bullying him, and Hypnos was like, wow, what a woman. I think they would make a great couple. I think they're a better fit because she can bully him relentlessly, and with this soft duvet jacket he's got going on here, he will not feel a single punch. Oh, and he loves Asterius, who also would not freak the fuck out when you realize that you might have a connection to see your favorite pro fighter. Also, lastly about him is he loves his job. He loves being the greeter, but he's just so bad at his job. He's constantly asleep. He's fucking it up. Nobody's in line. Nobody has any idea what's going on. I respect him for that. I respect his anti-capitalist notions by just being so inept at his job that the system is crumbling beneath him. Also, he just has like true little sibling energy. He's fun. He's got spunk. He's full of life. And he wants to hang out all the time with you. You never have to be worried about like, oh, what does he mean? It's like, no, he always wants to see you. He's like a puppy, but a person. Now, going off that, still has little sibling energy. I mean it in a worse way this time. He is needy. Oh my God, the fucking dialogue of him and Thanatos, where Hypnos is like, why can't you just kill everyone at once and then you'll have more time to spend with me? So cute. But my God, pull yourself together. You will never know a moment's peace with this man. I truly believe that he currently is or will in the future be wanted for tax evasion. You cannot convince me under any circumstances that this man right here, 1, knows anything about taxes, 2, will pay his taxes in full, on time, or 3, has any idea what the IRS is, and will not be responding to any of their attempts to contact him. He won't fall for scams, but he's also probably going to go to jail. And again, I have no evidence to support this. I just think he might be anemic. That's something for him to consult a doctor about. He's very pale and he's very tired. Maybe take some iron supplements. 9 out of 10. Charon, the last of the Chthonic brothers. He is the sibling of Hypnos and Thanatos. You can tell by their striking family resemblance, with him being a skeleton. Charon here, he's the silent type. I like that in a man. I don't want to hear you talk. I want you to be silent and almost non-existent. Also, he's reliable. Whenever you're in need of a little pick-me-up, of a little present, he's got it for you. You'll have to buy it, but he's got it provided for you, ready to go. However, Charon here, he's a capitalist. There is no ethical consumerism under capitalism, but he right here, he thrives. He didn't get this gold for nothing, all right? He built an empire, and he's taking you for every penny that you're worth. He's also got bad breath. See this? That's stink. I don't want that anywhere near me. He also owns a boat. That's a red flag for me. I can't explain it, but I don't like it. Now, this might be a little nitpicky, but I don't think he has lips. It just kind of looks like teeth and stink. That brings down the kissability quite a bit, I'm going to be honest. Finally, as I mentioned, he does not provide anything for free. If you do give him a little smooch, he will bill you for his services. His time is money, and you are taking his time, and he will charge you as such. 2 out of 10. The man of the hour, it's Hades himself. He's a big daddy. If you're into that sort of thing, this is your guy. Look at that arm. That arm is the size of my entire body. Also, him being the king of the underworld, he's rich. Like, he's got the money. You live in his palace rent-free. Look at all these gems. He's got cash to spare. Is he very stingy with it? Yes. If you do your smooching right, you could be getting something out of this too. Also, another thing about Hades is he loves his wife. Is it an issue that he has a wife? For some, it might be. I feel like it's at least good to say that he does, in fact, love his wife quite a bit. He's a dedicated man, you know? I was really scraping for positive things to say about him. I'm going to be honest. Now, the first con of many. He is, in fact, your dad. That's no bueno. He also just has extreme anger issues. Again, I don't like that. Also, he has a mustache. Not only does this make getting to the mouth harder for smooching, but also, I don't like the mustache. Like, are you a firefighter? Fucking shave it. Sure, it's your own body and you can choose, but I can also not like it. Now, Hades, as I mentioned, is your dad, has anger issues. This, at best, is bad parenting, and at worst, it's severe emotional abuse. I don't like either of those things. 1 out of 10. Up next, Persephone. She's your mom. Boogie, woogie, woogie. She's a hot mom, and she lives in a cottage out in the woods. She's living the dream, quite honestly. She is just so sweet. Oh my God, you meet her for the first time, and she's like, my love, where have you been all my life? Come to my garden, let me show you around. She will just dedicate the rest of her life to you and living in happiness with you. Also, like, she looks great in black. Now, as great as she is, as chill as she is like a little too chill, you know? You come to her, every time you see her, you are on the verge of death and you die right in front of her. And as her child, she's like, oh, no. Okay, bye. Like, a little concern would be great, Mom. Come on! Also, this is just my own judgment, but she 100% will make you wake up early on the weekends to help her garden. Do you want a garden? No. Will you get any benefit from the garden? Sure, you'll be fed, but like you don't get like the inherent enjoyment out of gardening like she does. Doesn't matter. Wake up 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning, get your work clothes on, get outside, start pulling weeds. 8 out of 10. Next up, the Lady Demeter. Demeter, your grandma over here, she is just a fashion icon. Look at her. She is rocking the silver hair. She's rocking this outfit. Ooh, fully clothed, and she's fucking killing it. She also, might I just say, like, she's a hot cougar. Like, she can get it. And, like, you just know that there aren't any, like, ye olden Botox or fillers. Like, all of this is natural. She's still got some wrinkles. She still shows her age. She's proud of it. But everything else there, all natural, baby. Also, she just fucking hates Zeus. Anyone who hates Zeus is good with me, and she fucking hates him. Now, all this being said, she is just a chronic helicopter parent. Not even is she a helicopter parent, she's a helicopter parent to her adult child. Persephone's her daughter. She will, quite frankly, not let her out of her sights for more than 2 seconds, because what happened the last time, she disappeared for like 20 years. As I mentioned, just so petty. Her daughter ran away, and she's taken it out on everyone else. Now, while she does look great for her age, she is the oldest of the Olympians, and I can't help but think that she is gonna have a little bit of old lady mouth. You know when like an older don't say an older woman comes to kiss you. You know when like you're meeting some relatives and like your grandma or your great aunts or whatever, they want to come up and give you a smooch. There's just like a slow wall of wrinkles coming at you. She's going to be coming at you with that just like wrinkly, pruny mouth. And when she gets close, she's going to smell like a perfume that's been discontinued for millennia. And you don't know where she keeps getting it. And it's fucking gone off. It's expired. Does perfume even expire? Yes, it smells rancid. But she's still wearing it. And it's not going to be a pleasant experience. 3 out of 10. Next up, Dionysus. 10. He's a 10. Oh, what can I say about Dionysus? My love. He's just such a himbo. Like, look at him. He's so pretty and he's so goddamn stupid. He's perfect. He is just like the ultimate party bro. And I mean that in like such a complimentary way. He is gonna throw a party for everyone. He's gonna make sure everyone's having a good time. And he's not gonna be a fucking jackass about it, all right? More importantly, the man hates Theseus. Another win in my book. Not only does he hate Theseus as he should, why does he hate Theseus? Because of Ariadne. He hates how Theseus treated her because he treated her like shit. And who comes by to sweep her off her feet but this gorgeous man right here? Fuck yeah. Defend your woman. Also, It's the same fucking lone dog from yesterday. Also, Dionysus, being the god of having a good time, he circles you in to prank Orpheus. We'll get to Orpheus later. The man is a literal god, and he's like, let's pull a prank on the most depressed person you've ever seen in your life. Wouldn't that be hilarious? And he's right, it is. Also, being a human with eyes, I just have to point out, like, his full ass is on display. Like, cheeks out, both of them visible. The game developers, the artists, like, what did they want us to say about that? Like, are we supposed to not be into this? Come on. Now, as I mentioned, no one is perfect, and he, in fact, does have some cons that come with him. Except he doesn't, because he's perfect. 10 out of 10. What's this little asterisk for? He is, of course, a 10 out of 10, given that he is sober enough to consent to any smooching that may happen. I'm gonna get on my little fucking soapbox right now. This is all meant for fun and games, but we're gonna have a little chat right now, right? Now, this entire thing is done under the set of circumstances that, you know, everyone here is a willing participant and they also agreed to be smooched, all right? That's a given. If someone doesn't want to kiss you, don't kiss them, all right? Don't be a dick. I fully believe that Dionysus, being the party god that he is, would absolutely be down for some smooching. However, him also being the god of wine, constantly drunk. If someone is inebriated, they no longer have the ability to make good, well thought out choices, and that absolutely has to be taken into consideration. Even if someone agrees to something while they're drunk, that doesn't mean shit because they're fucking intoxicated and they don't know what they're doing. This is coming back to real life. Again, if someone is drunk, if someone is high, if someone is emotionally distressed enough to not be in a good state of mind, maybe just like be the bigger person and don't do anything that they wouldn't do otherwise, all right? There is no consent if they are not well. So, under the circumstances that he is sober and is in a consenting state of mind, easy 10. Okay, that's all. We're going back to silly time. Next up, Hermes. He's just another silly little guy. Hypnos has silly little guy energy. What's his name? Hermes. Hermes also has silly little guy energy. And he is just the chillest of the Olympians. Look, all of the Olympians, they're gods. They know it. They've got people worshiping them constantly. He's just like a guy. Like, he's super chill. He does not really want anything from you in return. He's not going to be angry and fucking try to smite you. He's just here to deliver the message and hang out for a bit, you know? And you know what? He is dedicated to his career. Hell will not stop this man from getting his work done. I appreciate the work ethic. And you know what? His work isn't harming anyone. In fact, his work is helping people. He helps deliver the souls to the land of the dead, and he delivers important messages. The email of ancient times. The text messaging of ancient times. Email is the text messaging of ancient times. But, you know, he's got the good old pen and paper. Also, Hermes here, he will deliver himself. If you're ever saying, hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out for a bit? He's like, I got it covered. I'm coming to you. Don't move a muscle. I'll be there in a second. And you know what? He's there in a second. You will never have to leave your house again. And I love not leaving my house. Now, that being said, Hermes here, a little bit of a chatterbox. All right, he talks so much, so fast. It is a little draining to be around. However, Hermes here, sensible guy, he realizes that he chats a lot and is like, hey, you know what? If I'm talking too much, just let me know. I'll quiet down. And you can say, please quiet down, or you can say, keep on talking, bud. He cares about your feelings too. How sweet is that? Now, lastly, this is just an assumption that I'm making. 9 out of 10. Ares, god of war. Every single time I walk through the door, I cannot help but hear his part from God Games that's just like, Ares. Oh, Ares here, honestly, he just wants a friend. Everyone has their ulterior motives. He honestly just seems like kind of a nice guy who wants someone to hang out with, you know? He just wants a bud because everyone hates him. But I feel like I've had my eyes open to Ares. I think he's great. I love the face paint that he's got going up there. That's sick. And you know what? The man's a feminist. there's anything that I learned from my silly little God Games video, it's that people love Ares because he treated women like people, shockingly enough. And I think that's sick because no one else does. So I like the man. Also, he's a good partner. Like, you know, God of War, you would think he would just be the worst person in the world. He seems nice. You know, him and Aphrodite get along great. I like to see that. That's endearing. As I mentioned with Zagreus, Ares here also has severe daddy issues. Different daddy, Zeus is his dad, so of course. Again, not his fault, but I feel like it does need to be said. And he's also just like a little too much into violence. Like he seems to really enjoy it, you know? Like not in like a fun, I'm gonna play Hades the game and try to escape hell sort of thing in my little made up world. He's like, let's murder people. A little jarring. However, he likes Thanatos, and when you razzle-dazzle Thanatos up, he's like, hey, Thanatos, good choice, my man. Everyone in this game is so supportive of the gays, and I love to see it. Also, again, the man is actively in a committed relationship. Him and Aphrodite are a thing. Everyone knows it. Look, I don't want to be messing with him or Aphrodite in any of these scenarios, so that's quite a big problem for me. 7 out of 10. The lady herself, the goddess of love and beauty, Aphrodite. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Aphrodite, easy 10 out of 10, right? Wrong. Here's why. Aphrodite, she loves love, and more importantly, she loves matchmaking. She loves setting people up, getting them together, getting them on little dates and making them smooch. She is also such a fan of gay rights. You're playing as Zagreus. She's like, hey, you like women, you like men. I know quite a few eligible maidens and bachelors up in the mortal realm who would love to have you. Let me know if you're interested. Also, this is like, she has a great design. When I first saw this, I was like, oh no, I hate it. However, after being forced to look at it more, I think it's quite a good design. I like all the little hearts, despite the fact that anytime she's on screen, it's a little bit uncomfortable. And right now I'm worried that people can see just a naked woman up on my screen. And we're just going to move on so that people can't see this. She loves matchmaking. However, she does seem to enjoy emotional manipulation just like a little bit too much. Like if someone's not into a relationship, she's going to push it. I don't like that. She will just like pull all your little strings to get what she wants. A little concerning, I'm not gonna lie. Her and Ares actively in a committed relationship. I don't want to mess with either of them. Look, I'm not prepared for that. Here's my bit for why she's not a 10. Most importantly out of everything, Aphrodite here, she's making this list. Like if you think for 1 second that she is not also making a list of who is the most smoochable, you're out of your mind. All right, she controls the smooching. Moving on, up next, we've got Artemis. She's just got the vibe of a cottagecore survivalist in the coolest way possible, all right? She's got her little fucking mini dress that's probably made of the skin of an animal that she killed. She's got these little owl friends. They're so cute. She's a Disney princess, but with the personality of a Grimm's fairy tale, you know? And she's just like so fucking cool. It's like she's too cool for you. I don't care who you are. She is cooler than you. You don't stand a chance, my friend. Artemis here also just runs a fucking girl gang. Like she's the mob boss of a pack of wild lesbians running through the woods, killing people. I love that. No notes. Sorry to the people who don't like hearing me burp, but it's gonna happen. Now, Artemis here is a little bit antisocial. And I don't mean that in like the fun Tumblr way where you're like, oh, I'd rather not be with all these fakers. Fucking Holden Caulfield, whatever his name is. She does not want to talk to anyone. She doesn't want to talk to you. Get away from her. That's the vibe she's putting out. She also possibly is a doomsday prepper. Look, like she has a quaint little cottage and it's got a basement and the basement is filled with like weapons and canned foods and possibly other people. I don't know. I don't want to go in the basement. Also, most importantly, she is just like actively not interested in you, okay? When you start giving her the nectar, the first one she's like, oh, okay, that's nice. The second one, she's like, you seem to be giving me a lot of these. The third one, she's like, look, I'm not interested. Mad respect, set your boundaries. Look, remember that little thing I said about Dionysus earlier, that all of this is under the assumption that all of these people are willing participants? She is actively not a willing participant. She straight up tells you no, therefore that has to be respected. Also, might possibly have a girlfriend. Look, I'm not here to insinuate anything, but she sure talks about Callisto a lot. Do with that what you will. It doesn't matter what you think, she's still not interested. So for her, respectfully decline. She's not going to be on this list. She doesn't want to be on the list. She's not going to be here. There is no smooching that's happening. Up next, Athena. Athena here is just a warrior goddess. She's so cool. She's wearing full armor. She's got a shield and she will defend you like her life depends on it. She is also just so goddamn smart. She's the goddess of wisdom. She will outsmart you. Like, if you're watching Jeopardy on TV, there's no fucking way that you'll get an answer, and she knows all of them already. Athena here is also very into politics. Now, two things that I want to state about this. First of all, this idea comes from possibly my favorite comment that was left on the God Games video. Thank you. I enjoyed reading all of your comments very much. They were very funny. Went along the lines of, like, what did Zeus expect putting Artemis up against Apollo? Apollo is the bi-disaster theater kid, and Athena is his asexual sister who's very into politics. That is fucking spot on. I think about it all the time. Secondly, I originally had this in the cons category. I made this PowerPoint on November 2nd. Things have changed since then. Look, her interest and dedication to politics is more important now than ever. This is no longer a con in my eyes. She is gonna be out fucking like marching on a street somewhere, you know? Like, she's not gonna take any shit. Neither should you. Get involved in your local politics. That's my second soapbox. If you don't like something, you can change it. She straight up tells you that you are her favorite cousin. I think that's lovely. Is there a lot of competition? Debatable. Quantity-wise, yes. Quality-wise, no. However, she is your cousin. I don't like that. This is not House of the Dragon. This is not Game of Thrones. We don't do that anymore. Secondly, she, again, does not want to be smooched. I believe when you're giving her presents, she is also like, hey, this is business. We're family. This is business. There will be no hanky-panky going on here. Respect that. I appreciate the boundaries. So, respectfully declined any smooching for Athena. Poseidon. Poseidon here is your favorite uncle. He's a fun guy to be around. He's not like those other adults, you know. He's more like a kid. We'll get back to that later. He is also constantly on call for backup for you. Like, if some random kid is bullying you, he will roll up to the school in the middle of the day with a fucking crowbar and take it out on this kid's bike. Also, he'll just like randomly bring you presents, you know? He goes off to vacation somewhere, he brings you these lavish gifts. It's wonderful. Shows that he cares. However, him being the god of the sea, he undoubtedly smells like fish. Fun fact, seaweed does not actually smell like fish. Fish smell like seaweed. There's so much seaweed in the ocean that essentially the entire thing is like salty seaweed soup. So when you have a fish and you get that, like, you know, very fishy aroma, that is not the smell of fish, that is the smell of seaweed. But people correlate it more to fish than they do to seaweed because most people eat fish more. Anyway, he probably smells bad. God, I hope I'm remembering this correctly. Also, another thing, he just like needs to lower the volume. Every single time he comes into the room, he's like, "Hello, my nephew." Dude, quiet it down. Like, we're inside. This is a library. Jesus Christ. Also, again, he's free to do whatever he wants, but like this is too long. There's too much soul patch here. There shouldn't be any soul patch, quite frankly. Oh, I don't want it touching me. Oh God, it's gonna be wet too. Oh no. Now, Poseidon here, once you get a little bit older, you'll start to realize that he is definitely not as cool as you thought he was when you were a kid. You realize that like all of the other adults who hated him, it wasn't because he was fun or because he was the kid's favorite. You realize that he's like incredibly irresponsible. He doesn't know how to load a fucking dishwasher or do laundry. He is just like a mess of a person and is like an active hazard to society, right? Like, he should not be let outside. And once you see him, you're like, oh, this is sad. You're like, this is a sad, pathetic excuse for a person. Pull yourself together, man. 2 out of 10. Zeus. We all know what this is going to be already, but we're just going through the motions at this point. He's charismatic. What can I say? That's his whole thing. He really does try to razzle-dazzle everyone out there. He is also the king of the gods. If you're looking to make a power play, if you're looking for a sugar daddy, he's your guy. He will take on any smooching that he will get. He will probably reward you quite handsomely. You're also gonna have a kid, it's gonna happen. I don't want to give him credit for anything, but he does make a your mom joke at some point. I think that's hilarious. They always hit. However, he's the worst, and I hate him. The beard, I don't like it. Get it away from me. Now, while his older brother Poseidon is a hazard to society, he is an active threat. Like, code red, lock your doors, close the windows, stay inside, and hope that he passes by. 0 out of 10. Up next, we got Sisyphus, the boulder man himself. You know, he's a nice guy. He's very sweet to you. He's very polite. He has the best attitude out of anyone in this entire game, and arguably is in like the worst situation, but he still seems to keep a smile on his face. And you know what? He's made some mistakes in the past, but he is a changed person. He has taken full responsibility for his actions. What a responsible thing to do. In a world full of gods that take no responsibility for anything, this guy here was a piece of shit, and he's owning up to it. I love to see that. He's also a hard worker. I appreciate that. He is rolling that boulder up a fucking hill and it falls back down, and he picks himself up, he dusts himself off, and he gets right back to it. I love to see a good work ethic, you know? I think I might say multiple times that I enjoy a bad work ethic too. Also, he always has a gift for you. How sweet. You provide him with gifts, he provides you with gifts. However, him constantly pushing that boulder up a hill, like, he's gotta be sweaty. No disrespect, no shade. Look, from one sweaty bitch to another, there is a limit to how much I can take. As I mentioned, he's done some things in the past. He's got a lot of emotional baggage. I'm not prepared to deal with that, nor do I want to. And as a way of coping with this emotional baggage, he does, in fact, need an emotional support rock. But, like, if you go to smooch him, there will be a rock there watching you. A very large rock. Also, just like looking at him for a very long time, he's got a very wide mouth. I'm not trying to be rude here, but like this is a very wide mouth. I feel like he's gonna like open his jaw up and swallow me whole. 7 out of 10. Our guy, Bouldy! Oh, Bouldy! What is there to say about Bouldy? He's just so emotionally stable. As stable as a rock, if you will. You can go to him, you can unload all of your problems, and he will listen to all of them, not interrupt you once, and just take it all in. So few people listen these days. Everyone's yapping on about something or other. And you know what? I hate to be superficial, but he's got such a good smile. Look at him. Oh. Does he have little guy energy or does he have big man energy? I need to know. Let me know what you think. I'm feeling little guy. However, Bouldy here is in fact an inanimate object. He is a rock. He's a rock with a face. However, he's an inanimate object. I mean, come on. Easiest one out here. 10 out of 10. Up next, we've got Cerberus, the hellhound, the three-headed hellhound. Now, Cerberus, an easy 10 out of 10, right? Look, I might make some enemies with this one. Hear me out, okay? I love dogs as much as the next person, but I feel like there are some points that need to be brought up, you know? Some things that need to be considered. First of all, there's just so much puppy. I love dogs. They're so cute. And he's a very large dog. Like all dogs, he will just give you unconditional love that no one else can provide for you. With him having 3 heads, we can all agree that 3 heads is better than 1, right? The more dog to go around, the more love. The more smooching that can happen. Most importantly, he is always available for pets. Every single time I walk through the House of Hades, I make it a point to go and pet my goodest boy in the whole world. However, I do believe that there are some cons that come attached to Cerberus. The first one being, like, there is too many heads. Look, 3 dog heads is incredible, but only one of them seems to like you. This guy right here, I don't think either of these other 2 like you. That's a 33% approval rating. And when it comes to like a giant 3-headed monster, a 33% approval rating does not sit well with me. Cerberus here is also the size of a room. Like, if he tries to crawl on your lap, like, he will crush you. It will be a horrible, painful death, and no one will hear you scream because it'll just be muffled by all this fur. Here is where my biggest pitfall lies. You see all of these? Those are tongues. Big dogs mean big tongues. How do I put this without sounding like a freak? If you've never been forcefully tongued by a dog, I envy you. It's not a pleasant experience. If a dog is licking your face, keep your mouth closed because they will find their way in and they will just like shove it in there hard. Don't say that. Any opening, they will take their chance and their tongue will be halfway down your esophagus. So, for pretty much that reason, Cerberus gets an 8 out of 10. Look, disagree with me on this one. I understand. I don't like this score either because honestly, Cerberus should be a 10 out of 10. But like practically speaking, like this is a nightmare. I feel like this 8 out of 10 is a perfectly respectable score. I love Cerberus. I would die for him. I give him a smooch every time I walk by, but I don't want him smooching me. All right, next up, Orpheus, the sad man himself. Orpheus here, he has the heart of a poet. He's a songwriter. He wants his muse. It's beautiful. How dreamy. Also, like, he has got a great set of lips. He's got some black lipstick on. They're big and beautiful, and lovely words come out of them. He seems to be one of the only people in Greek mythology who has some critical thinking skills. His wife, the love of his life, she died, and he's like, I'm gonna go get her back. He did not wallow in pity. He did not go into a murderous rampage like some people and get themselves killed. He was like, I'm gonna go get her back. I'm gonna go make a deal with Hades, and we're gonna try it out. It doesn't go well, but like at least he tried, right? Also, when I started playing this game, I thought Orpheus was a woman. I was like, how progressive of them. They made Orpheus into a woman, and her and Eurydice are gonna be lovers. But sadly enough for me, Orpheus is not in fact a woman. He is a man. That's obviously a con. He's also just like not confident at all. It's hard to love someone who does not love themselves. And this man hates himself. He is just wallowing in self-pity. He is the king of pity parties. And nothing will get him out of his like self-imposed depressive state. And you'll all have to hear about it. Orpheus is also in a long-distance relationship. Does Eurydice like him? Who's to say? But he is very committed to her. Also, like, if you see him at a party, he will sing Wonderwall at you. This liar is coming with him. He's gonna make everyone sit down, and he's gonna sing. He's not gonna sing to you, he's gonna sing at you. It's gonna be like Happy Birthday, but 1,000 times worse. 3 out of 10. Eurydice, she brings the fucking heat. Let me tell ya, she is so goddamn cool. She is an incredible cook. She's always cooking up something. She's gonna let you try out her recipes. She's gonna feed you at every chance possible. That's what I'm looking for. She also just has some fucking sick tattoos, right? Like, look at all of these. That's so cool. I love the theme. They go with her vibe. I love a good full sleeve, and she is just absolutely rocking it. Now, unlike Orpheus, who will sing at you, she will sing to you, and you will be lucky to have been blessed by her. She also just takes no shit from no one. She could fight a god, and she might win out of pure spite alone. And also, most importantly, she calls you hun every time you see her. When you walk into her little room in Asphodel, she's like, hey hun, how's it going? Then she's like, bye hun, have a good day. So sweet. However, she can be extremely bitter. It's completely justified, but I think it should be noted that she does have a little bit of an angry streak in her, you know? And let me tell you, if she is angry, she will tell you about it, and she will not pull her punches. If it's your fault, she's gonna say it to your face. If it's not your fault, she still might take it out on you a little bit. 10 out of 10. Skelly, my man! First of all, great fucking hair. Looks like me. Skelly, he'll always be there for you. Anytime you want to talk to him, he's there. You know where to find him. He ain't going nowhere. He also just has the best attitude. Sisyphus is probably in the worst situation out of everyone. Skelly is probably in the second worst situation. He doesn't know where he came from, doesn't know what he's doing there. He won't tell you what he's doing there, but he still manages to keep a smile on his face and lets you beat the shit out of him anytime you want. As I mentioned, he's a little bit mysterious. He won't tell you where he came from. Who's to say? He could be anybody. As we all do from time to time, he used jokes as a coping mechanism for everything that he suffers. Also, possibly a mole. Once again, he is quite mysterious and we don't know where he came from. But also, we don't know where he came from. What's he doing in my house? Also, another technicality here. He's all teeth. Is that even a tongue back there? I think that might just be a coin. It'll literally be all teeth. Also, this has nothing to do with how smoochable he is, but just a question I have. Where is his hair coming from? Once again, he's all bone. There are no hair follicles. Where is the hair coming from? I have to pee so badly. 7 out of 10. Up next, Medusa. Medusa here, she's just the sweetest. She is so kind, and I love her. She's also a hard worker. Every time you see her, she is busting her ass to clean your house. All right, someone's got to keep it clean, and she's the one to do the job. Additionally, she is just a great listener. Every time you have troubles, she'll listen to you. She might run away from time to time, but she's there for you to talk to. Also, on notes of kissability, she's all face. I mean, I'm just saying. However, unfortunately for her, she is just extremely anxious. Again, this is not a swipe at anyone who suffers from anxiety, but like, my God, did she make me nervous. Someone in this relationship has to be like the calm, cool-headed one, and it cannot be me. Additionally, like, she's a hard worker, but she's married to her work. Like, she's staying at the office late, but she's actually working constantly. Like, at least have an affair. Come on. Don't just be working. Also, she will come with a crowd. Her hair is made of snakes, so you will never be alone. There will always be at least 2 other participants watching you at all times. And honestly, like, I'm just gonna be real right here. I don't like the snakes. I don't want to go face to face with 2 snakes. 2 out of 10. Oh, it's Achilles. First off, Achilles is just so pretty. Like, come on. Like, where are we all gonna sit here and not talk about how beautiful this man is? Much like Sisyphus, he has learned from his mistakes. He has learned from all of the wrong things that he has done in his life. He remembers them, and he will not forgive himself, but more importantly, like, he's learned. He will not let you make the same mistakes that he has made. Also, he is just like a wonderful stepdad and role model. He is just the most incredible friend, mentor, and father to you. It's almost like he's your real dad, except your real dad's in the other room and he hates you. Also, Achilles, he is so gay that it's painful. This man is in love with another man. Nothing will ever tear them apart. I'm a sucker for a good gay romance. Now, however, as I mentioned, he is in love with another man that's not you, so he is extremely emotionally unavailable. Also, he's in an active, committed relationship. They might not have seen each other for years and years and years, but he has not gotten over his one and only love, and he never will. Achilles is a perfect 10. However, I will have to respectfully decline. 1, because he straight up tells you that he is not interested. When I started this game, every single nectar I got, straight away, all of them went to Cerberus and Achilles. And after like 3 bottles of nectar, he's like, look, thank you for the gifts, but he's like, I'm not interested. Mad respect. Neither am I, my dude. I'm here to reunite you and your boyfriend. Now, just a little side note I'd like to put in here. I think he would love Dune. Why would he love Dune? First of all, fear is for the weak. Fear is the mind killer. They go great together. They have the same philosophies. Second of all, what does he love more than anything in the world? Dune his boyfriend. That's right, we've got Patroclus up next. Oh, that joke is so bad. Patroclus, he's just the nicest shade in the world here. He's so kind. He's just sitting out in the field. He'll give you things and you can be on your merry way. And above all else, he's just like a poetic, tortured soul. He's so like chronically sad and it's so heartbreaking to see. Also, as I mentioned, I don't like men who talk. He actively does not want to talk to you. He's like, what are you doing here? Take this, get out of here. However, he is so self-sacrificing. He's dead because he was self-sacrificing. And more importantly, he's just like emotionally done. Like, Achilles is emotionally unavailable. He's just like emotionally done. Like, he's shut off. He's closed for business, right? He also is in a committed relationship. Him and Achilles haven't seen each other in years. But if you play this game, you might be able to change that. That's what got me to play this game. The promise to reunite these two is what I sold my blood for. Even if you don't play this game, Toasty Glow just has the most beautiful animatic of these two reuniting. It's not even a finished animatic. It's like a work in progress that never will be finished, but I love it. It might make you cry. I would sell all of my blood to have this video finished. Toasty, you can have all the blood you want. Please. Anyway, it's a beautiful animatic. Go check it out. Finally, again, this is just my personal preference, but his beard is really throwing off the whole twink vibe for me. I am like so stuck on Song of Achilles that I just love the idea of him and Achilles just being two little guys. The facial hair does not work for me. However, he's still perfect. Again, 10 out of 10. Easy, 10 out of 10. However, as he does not want to be smooched by me, I will respectfully decline. Almost at the end. Power through. My camera battery is dying. Asterius, aka the Bull of Minos, aka the Minotaur. This guy right here, while for most of, Greek mythology, he might be seen as a villain, he's just really misunderstood. He was a guy kept in a basement of a crazy man's house. Who can blame him for being a little angry? You know what? Once you get past his hard exterior, he is such a loyal friend. He will stick by you through thin and thin, and he will never abandon you. Finally, I don't know if this is an incorrect thing to say. I just love cows. I'm sorry if that's an insult to him, but I think cows are great. However, Asterius here, for all the good he does, he just has the worst taste in men. Whether it be uncommitted boyfriends or just friends, like they're horrible. He makes the worst friends. Maybe his loyalty should come at a cost. He can do better than them. We all know who I'm talking about. Also, he just has a little bit of a John Travolta hair moment going on up here. I don't like John Travolta. His face frightens me. Also, this is more of a technicality. How? How am I gonna smooch a cow? 7 out of 10. Theseus. It's Theseus. Now, here are all of the good things about Theseus. There are none. Theseus right here, he's just the worst. I hate him. No explanation needed. He's just a fucking frat boy. You know how I said Dionysus is like a party bro in the best way? He's a party bro in the worst way. He's the one that's gonna commit active crimes. Now, one thing I love about this game, everyone just has the most beautiful character designs. They have an astounding array of skin colors. Not Theseus here. Theseus is just one spray tan ass motherfucker. This is not real. He's going to some fucking salon in Elysium. He's getting this done just so he can show off to his fans in the Colosseum or wherever they are. And I don't like him. Lastly, no. 0 out of 10. Finally, we have the Bone Hydra, aka the Lernian Hydra, aka Lernie. First of all, Lernie, hi. Big fan of your work. Lernie here just has so many heads. He's got a big main head that changes every time you see him, and then 5 or 6 other smaller heads. That's a lot of smooching potential. And you know what? He keeps coming back for more. You think he's dead? You think he's gone? Nope, he's coming right back to see you. He will defy death to come see you every single time you want to visit. Also, Lernie. You give him a nickname and it sticks. However, Lernie here, all bone, no lips. The kissability potential has gone down drastically. Also, all fangs too, might I point out. They're all looking to attack. Now, with all of those heads, they're all needy. I don't know about you. This is another Cerberus situation where, like, sure, they're kissable, but there's too many. 6 to 7 heads at one time is a little bit much. Don't. Finally, Lernie does actively want to kill you. While some people are misunderstood, while some people need some reasoning, he doesn't talk. He just kills. Seems like it could be a bit of a pitfall. 8 out of 10. Now finally, my friends, we have come to the lightning round. I want to review the final little guys in our setup, that being the shades. First up, Wretched Broker. He runs the shop that you buy things from. Now, while our friend here is a hard worker, he is also a cog in the capitalist machine. He runs the shop, he takes your money, he provides you goods and services. Again, I don't love it, but there could be worse things. Also, I will say about him, I do love that every single time he gets Employee of the Month, if you go appreciate him, he gives you a little smile. I think that's cute. 8 out of 10. Our head chef. Now, our head chef here, he will cook for you. However, work is his life. If you know any chefs, if you've seen The Bear, all they do is work. And they're incredibly stressed out. However, constant food. 9 out of 10. We've got our house contractor. Pros of the house contractor is that he's handy. Ladies. However, he is upper management. He is not the one doing all of the building. He's not the one doing the handiwork. He is just there to take your money and to oversee the others. I don't particularly like that. 7 out of 10. And last but not least, our favorite little guy. You know him. You love him. It's our supportive shade. Oh, my favorite little guy. This guy right here. When no one else does, he believes in you. He is always there for you. He will show up time and time again, rain or shine, to cheer you on. If you have 1 million fans, he's one of them. If you have 100 fans, he's one of them. If you have 1 fan, it's him. If you have no fans, he's dead. He's already dead. He's a shade. And he's still there rooting you on. Honestly, I just love the guy. The pitfall of this is that this is very much a parasocial relationship that's going on here. This little guy gets all of his fulfillment from you because you're the one in control. You're the one with the clout that's fighting in the arena, and he's just a fan watching. That could cause some problems. On top of that, you really don't know anything about this shade. He could be anyone. Is he just a dedicated fan, or is he a crazy stalker? We'll never know, but he will be there watching you regardless. Quite frankly, I don't care about that. He's a 10. And honestly, I actively smooch him every single chance I get. Every time I beat Theseus, I crush him into the ground. I run up to the shade and I wave to him, and I run up to the walls and I smooch him. I very genuinely walk up to this guy every single time and go, and it's great. I forgot it one time and it has haunted me ever since. Now, that concludes everyone that we have for Hades the game. However, we've got a little thing coming. We've got a sequel, baby. Now, hear me out on this. Hades 2, a game currently in development, currently in early access. I have not played Hades 2 because I've barely played Hades 1. Now, I do want to talk about this game a little bit. There will be a little bit of spoilers. If you don't want to hear anything about this game, just skip ahead. My entire Pinterest feed at this point is just Hades. 95% of it is just shameless smooching between Than and Zag, and also Achilles and Pat. Look, I don't control the feed. They just keep sending me these things. It's not my fault that I click on them. However, with all of that being said, I am getting sent some spoilers for Hades 2. Now, all of these photos I'm seeing, sometimes it's hard to tell if they're just like fan edits or actual like gameplay screenshots. As far as I know, in Hades, you do play as Milanoe, Zagreus' sister. Sweet. Another bisexual. Love to see it. Besides that, I do know that the big baddie you're fighting against is Kronos, the granddaddy. Fight the patriarchy. I have seen some other people that are like confirmed characters. I think Apollo's in it. Dude, all y'all are gonna be out of your fucking mind. The Apollo fans are fucking rabid, let me tell you. I think y'all are great, but my God, if you insult that man, they are out for your blood. I also know that Nemesis is in there. Oh, let me tell you, her design. I think Prometheus is in it. I've seen a guy with an eagle who I'm assuming is Prometheus. That's sick. Also, I know that your mentor is Odysseus. Instead of Achilles being your mentor, it's Odysseus. I think that's a nice change of pace. I love his design. I think it looks sick. Oh my God, Scylla and the Sirens. I have listened to this entire soundtrack. Scylla and the Sirens are so fucking good. They can play at my funeral. I want them jamming the fuck out. So I don't know if this one's real or not, but I have seen art of Icarus. Don't tell me if this is real or not. I want to know if it's real or not, but I also don't want to be devastated. If Icarus is in this game, I will lose my fucking mind. Icarus is... No! Icarus is just my favorite little guy in all of Greek mythology. I will lose my mind if he is in this game, and I will be so happy. And if he's not in this game, I will be devastated. Nobody tell me what happens. Now, to wrap this all up, I would like to leave you with this closing thought. Okay, but like Dionysus, though. How we doing? How we doing? We're fine. We've got it going. Poseidon. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna kiss your dad. All right, we're done. I fucking forgot to paint my other hand. God damn it. I can't, oh my God. Oh, I can't believe you've done this.